Hi everyone, welcome to another video of mine. So today I am at Melbourne Airport, just doing some plane spotting, second day in a row here. So it is a bit cloudy today and really freezing as well. So let's see how it goes today. May not stay here for too long, but I just thought I'll do some videos, do some shorts as well. You can see a Jetstar plane just going to take off, they're taxiing at the moment, and that is going to the Gold Coast. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's easy to see that way. That Jetstar plane is going to the Gold Coast. So I'm at Operations Road in outside the airport. Let's see what other planes are coming in today. I think there's a plane from San Francisco that will come a bit later on. There's a United Airlines. So it looks like it's landing in about 2 minutes. It's a bit cloudy down that side, so you can't really see the planes that will come in. But let's see, when it lands, you can be able to see it. Planes will be taking off from that side. So what's everyone up to today? Hope everyone has a nice day, and thank you for joining me as well. I really appreciate it. Please continue to watch the rest of the video as well. I greatly appreciate it. Actually, should have bought a beanie as well, but I didn't actually. Just got a thick jacket on it. That's about it. Then I'll be going to the airport just to warm up a little bit inside the airport. And straight ahead is a Malaysian Airlines plane that's just been parked. And they must have come in earlier today. And does look like the United Airlines plane from San Francisco will land any minute now. And you can see it up ahead. It's landing now. It's a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. So it's landing in at the moment from San Francisco. I think that they take off later on in the day, around another hour or a couple of hours. You can see the United plane landing now. And there are also a few other planes ready to take off. Plane that goes to Canberra and also to the Gold Coast as well. And another one to Mildura, which is in near Melbourne, about a 45-minute flight away. So this is the United Airlines plane that just landed. Usually takes a very long time, for 15 hours if I'm not mistaken. 15 and a half hours from San Francisco to Melbourne. There's a plane that's about to take off, and that will be going to Canberra, and that is a Boeing 737. It is a Virgin Australia plane that's just about to take off. The control towers, and you can see the plane taking off just now. Sorry for the focus. This window. And it's gone up in the clouds, so can't really see much. You can hear the sound but can't see the plane. And there's the United plane just taxiing at the moment towards the international terminal. And straight ahead, behind the Jetstar plane, that's the Terminal 4 car park. Also good views of the airport as well. Next plane that's landing now is a Jetstar 8 Airbus 8321. That's just landing now from Sydney. It's easier to see the lights on the planes other than yesterday when the lights went on for the planes. And today is a Saturday morning, nearly 9 a.m. and it was like earlier today it was really foggy, and it went down to about 7 degrees Celsius. A bit warmer now but still freezing. So a plane from Sydney just landed now. There are quite a few planes in line to take off. Next one that I can see is a plane that on the flight radar app. Next one I can see is a flight from Melbourne to Gold Coast, which is a Jetstar plane. It'll take off soon, I believe. They're taking off now. That's a Jetstar Airbus A321 from Melbourne to Gold Coast. So it's taking off now. A lot more easier to see when it's a bit cloudy. That is going into the clouds. So it'll disappear in a minute or so, or less than a minute. It's gone now. The United plane is still taxiing near the terminal. See, another plane that's going to be landing in a couple of minutes is a Qantas Boeing 737 coming in from Sydney. Looks like it's coming in now. Have a seat. It's coming in to land right about now. And that is from Sydney. And that is a Boeing 737. And it looks like there's quite a few planes as well that are getting ready to take off or getting ready to taxi. Now on this side there's looks like a Royal Brunei Airlines plane. So coming to take off now is a Melbourne to Mildura plane. It is a Rex Saab 340. So it's a really small plane. I think it's quite cute. So I'm not sure if you can see it properly. There it is. Quite small plane. And let's see. Any other planes are going to land soon. So there's another one coming in from Canberra. And that's about a minute or so. That's going to be landing soon. And then follow that landing is another plane that's going to land after that. It's a Qantas Singapore to Melbourne flight. That's an Airbus A330. Let's see what other planes are coming in. Another one from Mount Gambier, and then after that will be another one from Ho Chi Minh City. So the jets are playing. That's the next few ones that are going to be landing anyway. And there's quite a few that are going to be taking off as well. So it looks like, I don't know if you can see, but quite a few plane there. That is Qantas Link Boeing 717 plane from Canberra. That's a small plane, and they're phasing it out. It'll be replaced by the Airbus A320, if I'm not mistaken, or the A321. And looks like the next plane that's waiting to take off after this lands is the Air New Zealand plane to Auckland. That's an Airbus A321. Actually quite a small plane. You can see the plane from Canberra just landed. And just an FYI, so Qantas had their first I think it's A321 flight from Melbourne to Canberra from here a few months ago. Now you can see the Air New Zealand plane that is departing for Auckland. Going to be taking off now, and that is off to Auckland. It's one place I actually haven't been, even though a lot of my friends and family have actually gone there. Surprisingly, even though it's a 3-hour flight away, I still haven't even been there. And that's gone up in the air. So there's quite a few more planes that are getting ready to take off from what I can see on flight radar. Next one that's seen will be landing is a Qantas Airbus A330 coming in from Singapore. So that will be landing shortly. You can most likely see the lights slowly coming in from the clouds. And that's the Qantas plane from Singapore. It's a bit of sad news. I am no longer a gold status member, frequent flyer for Qantas, because I haven't been flying Qantas that much. So unfortunately, I'm back to silver. So this is the Qantas Airbus A330 coming in from Singapore. But I'm hoping that by this time next year I'll be back to gold. I'm not sure if I'll ever make it to platinum, because I don't fly with Qantas that often, but I do mainly to the US and to India, but not too often. And the plane that's about to take off is a plane that's going to Hobart, and that is a Virgin Boeing 737, and that's off to Hobart. So that's approximately an hour south of Melbourne, and actually one of the few planes that actually flies overhead my place. Well, most of the planes go north, but I live south of the airport, so not many planes, especially the international ones, fly south. So There's a Qantas plane taxiing to the terminal, the one that just landed from Singapore. The next plane that's going to be landing is a Rex Airlines plane coming in from a place called Mount Gambier. Mount Gambier is in South Australia, and a plane flight takes approximately an hour to get from Mount Gambier to Melbourne. And this is a small plane, it is a Saab 340. Looks like it's going to be landing in a couple of minutes. We can most likely see the lights of the plane landing, coming in. No, have a seat, sorry. After that one, that's gonna land. After that plane lands, there'll be a couple more planes to take off, and after that will be a Jetstar Boeing 787 that's gonna be landing in from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. So the Rex Airlines plane just landed, and the plane I believe that's going to be taking off next is a Melbourne to Hamilton Island flight. Hamilton Island is in Queensland. It takes roughly 2 to 2.5 hours. So it's north of Brisbane and about 2 hours from Brisbane, and it's a bit further north. So Melbourne to Hamilton, that's the Rex Airlines, and that's a Jetstar plane, Melbourne to Hamilton Island. That's about to take off. So this is a closer look at the Rex. Quite cute, I think, plane. Not many people will go on that. And that's the plane that's going to Hamilton Island. Just took off. Looks like the Air New Zealand plane, another Air New Zealand one, is getting ready to taxi. Not sure if it's actually going as yet, but maybe just getting ready to taxi. It looks like the Rex Airlines plane is making its way to the terminal. There's a separate Rex terminal. And flying above it in the clouds is a plane from Sydney to Avalon Airport. Avalon is another airport which is part in Metro Melbourne. So that mainly handles low cost airlines and doesn't have too many planes, mainly Jetstar and Bonza. I think Bonza's gone, unfortunately, in voluntary administration. The one plane that's going to be landing soon is Jetstar plane coming in from Ho Chi Minh City. Coming in just now, as you can probably see the lights there. So just coming into land now, Boeing 787. No, sorry, is it a Boeing 787 Dreamliner? So looking at another plane that's going to be landing soon. Australian Federal Police has passed. So that is the Jetstar plane coming in from Ho Chi Minh City. And Jetstar, I'm not sure if everyone knows, is actually part of the Qantas group. It is a low-cost airline that's part of Qantas. And I've heard it's quite good as well. Since I'll be going to Vietnam next year, I may take this plane, like, to Ho Chi Minh City. Because I haven't booked my tickets and everything. The plane that's going to take off now is a Rex Airlines plane, Boeing 737, that is going to go to Sydney. It's going to take off now. You can see there's quite a few more people coming in now as well. The last 10 or so minutes, quite a few people came in. I guess people are getting up now. Next plane that's going to be landing is a Virgin Australia Boeing 737 coming in from Sydney. Can't see it as yet, but it'll be coming in the next couple of minutes. Looks like the Melbourne to Singapore plane is getting ready to leave by Singapore Airlines. Looks like it's being pulled back. Not sure of the correct terminology, but it's being pushed back. I mean, not pulled, pushed back. Looks like it's gonna go soon. It's a Melbourne to Singapore plane. And looks like the Sydney to Melbourne plane has just landed. I'll about to land in a minute, or less than a minute. It's a Virgin Australia Boeing 737. And it just landed. The next one to take off plane will be Virgin Australia Melbourne to Cairns. So the Sydney flight has just landed at the airport. As you can see there. Looks like the Melbourne to Cairns plane, the Virgin Australia plane is just about to take off. So that's going to go to Cairns, which is about close to 3 hours by flight. And that is in far north Queensland, where the Great Barrier Reef is. That's another place I still haven't been to. So I've been outside Australia more often than I've been in domestically. Same thing for India as well. And I'm from India. I haven't flown like too many. I've been to too many places in India as well. Looks like one Singapore Airlines plane is leaving or going to leave, and another one is landing. This is Singapore Airlines Boeing 777-312. Going to be landing soon. Can't see it as yet, but it will come in the next couple of minutes. You can see the lights coming. We're landing shortly. So it's a Boeing 777 coming in from Singapore, and that is Singapore Airlines. That's a Singapore Airlines plane that just landed. Let's see. Singapore Airlines is actually one of my favorite airlines to fly on. I can see another Singapore Airlines in the background as well. That's one Singapore Airlines that's just landed. And it's going to be going to the terminal soon. The plane that just took off is a plane to Perth, and that's a Qantas A330. Takes about 4 to 4.5 hours, depending on tailwinds, etc. Looks like that Singapore Airlines is taxiing. Another Singapore Airlines is going to be taking off. Like Singapore to Melbourne has quite a few flights. I think Singapore flies about 3 times daily, 3 or more times daily, and Qantas flies once daily, and also Jetstar, I believe, also flies to Singapore, and also Emirates to Singapore. They have their fifth freedom, right? So fifth freedom is you can fly, don't have to fly to your home base, but you can fly in between, like one seat and another. That's not from your home base. So Emirates home base is in Dubai and Singapore. So there's flying, taking passengers between Melbourne and Singapore only. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what construction work's happening down there, but I did notice it yesterday as well, and I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Maybe building an extra terminal or something. Not terminal, but extra places. Another plane that just landed is a plane from Brisbane. A Virgin Australia plane. The plane that's just about to take off now is a Qantas 737 that's going to Sydney. Actually, the Air New Zealand plane we saw earlier is actually going to Wellington. Going to be departing soon. So it looks like the next plane about to land is Virgin Australia, another Virgin Australia plane, but this time it's from Sydney. There are 2 international flights about to leave in a row. So one's to Singapore, another one's to Wellington, but the Wellington one will be first and Singapore will be after that. But there'll be a couple of planes landing like one plane landing, one plane leaving. So the one from Sydney will be first. Looks like the Singapore Airlines plane that just landed is still waiting to be taken to the terminal. It's still outside, still taxiing. So the Sydney to Melbourne flight is just about to land in the next few minutes, less than 2 minutes I mean. You can see a few more planes getting ready to leave, depart. Before that will be the Air New Zealand Airbus A320 to Wellington. I think is getting ready to leave, to depart after the Sydney to Melbourne flight lands. At this time of day it's quite busy. We've got a lot of planes landing and leaving. Around the afternoon as well, it does, like early after lunchtime, it does get a little busy, but not too busy. It's mainly busy in the mornings, especially early morning as well. And also, when a few years ago there used to be a plane to Sydney, LAX, that used to fly around this time of day, but unfortunately no longer flies, but it's been shifted to the evening. Now you'll be able to see the Air New Zealand plane that is taking off now, that is going to Wellington. Most likely after the plane to Singapore leaves, I will finish the video off and have to go. The next plane also is coming in from Sydney, but this time it's a Qantas Boeing 737. Singapore Airlines plane is still waiting to be taken to the gate. So the next plane to land is a Qantas 737, and the next plane to depart is a Singapore Airlines 777, which is also that one as well, same airline. But, yeah, this one landed, and the one is taking off. So the Sydney to Melbourne plane is going to be landing in a couple of minutes, or less than a couple of minutes. The lights haven't come down from the clouds yet. And so the Singapore Airlines flight here is slowly making its way to the gate. So the Sydney to Melbourne flight has just landed. I'm going to be landing in about 30 seconds or so. So Sydney to Melbourne, I'm not sure if anyone knows, is one of the world's busiest air routes. I think in top 5, or number 5 if I'm not mistaken, like in terms of passenger numbers. A lot of business travelers and leisure travelers. So I'll wait for the Singapore Airlines plane not to depart. Not this one, but another one. I'll wait for that to depart, and I'll make my way to the airport, have a coffee, get myself warmed up a little bit. it is actually freezing today. So Singapore Airlines plane is getting ready to depart. You can see there. Departing now. So I would like to thank everyone for coming in. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment as well. And have a wonderful day.